If our attention has been inside of our heads, inside of our imagination, then let us redirect our attention at this time to the kingdom of purity that is all around us on the outside of our head. Let us see the awakeness of all knowledge everywhere around us in the great and vast kingdom of purity. That stretches to eternity. In that four-dimensional collection of moments that goes to eternity, that is all time, all future, the present, and the future coming together, every moment coming together. The kingdom of purity, the place where all knowledge is pure, all knowledge is fully, completely awake. Where all knowledge is self-aware, recognizing that in this vast kingdom of purity, this vast landscape that stretches to eternity, that there is a place for every single knowledge, and that every single knowledge is in its place, is in its rightful and intended place. And that all knowledge is pure, and that all knowledge is absolutely perfect, and that all knowledge is astoundingly, indescribably beautiful in the recognition of its purity, of its perfection, of its complete freedom, of its complete awakeness, of its awake fellowship and recognition of all other knowledge around it. That all knowledge in its rightful place through time, through what we call time, is present here and now, when we are in our four-dimensional kingdom of purity. When we are in our four-dimensional kingdom of eternity. That everything, that every single piece of knowledge without exception is pure and perfect and in its rightful place in eternity, in what we call time, and is fully and completely awake and is self-aware and joins in the self-awareness of all other knowledge. That every piece of knowledge in its purity, in its intended form, in its awakeness, is the mind of the universe, the common knowledge that the mind of the universe is without agendas, other than to celebrate the creation and the fellowship and the joy that abounds in the kingdom of purity. And because the kingdom of purity stretches out for all space and for all time to eternity, and is fully awake and fully alive, is eternal life and eternal awakeness. That it includes all power of the universe. The power of the universe is unchallenged because it is all power, all movement. Unchallenged. We are witnesses in pure empathy to all of the knowledge of the universe, to every pure and perfect idea, to every pure and perfect idea, that with each thought that we have, becomes a pure and perfect creation in its pure and perfect place in the landscape of eternity and of purity. And we recognize, as we witness the common knowledge, the pure knowledge, the perfect and astoundingly beautiful knowledge of the kingdom of purity, that this three-dimensional landscape of movement, of moments to moments passing through this landscape of our senses, is the landscape of movement, of systems, of processes. Is the landscape that we would call pure and unchallenged power, as it is the landscape of movement, and as it is eternal in nature. And the four-dimensional landscape of all pure and perfect thought and all pure and perfect knowledge and all pure and perfect creation, we are able to recognize that the three-dimensional landscape of movement is a landscape of great purity and harmony and movement. And we no longer see objects in our three-dimensional landscape of the passing of moments of movement, but rather we see a landscape of systems and of processes and of great harmony and coordination. We no longer see an object of our brain, but rather we see the process of witnessing and recognizing and being fully awake and fully aware and recognizing the mind of the universe and the joy, the conditions of joy and freedom and celebration and fellowship. We no longer see the object of our heart, the organ of our heart. We see the circulatory system. We see the blood flowing through our bodies. We see the oxygen flowing through our bodies and the minerals and the cells and everything within the blood carrying through every part of our body. We see the process of the circulatory system in perfect harmony. We no longer see the object of our lungs, but we see the respiratory system. Breathing in the air of knowledge, working in perfect harmony with the circulatory system, supplying oxygen to the blood, supplying oxygen to every part of our body. We no longer see the object of our stomach, but we see the digestive system providing nutrients and working completely with our respiratory system and with our circulatory system. Digesting and flowing the nutrients, coordinated in harmony with all of the other systems. All of our organs, our kidneys, our liver, all of our organs has systems coordinated in harmony, flowing with each other and with the circulatory system and the respiratory system and the brain system and the nervous system. And we see the system of the electromagnetic field of the earth also as an elimination system, not unlike the filtering systems of our body. We see the process, the system of the electromagnetic field drawing down through our bodies, latching on to deposits of electricity throughout every system in our body, working in perfect timing, in perfect harmony, in perfect coordination with the systems of our body, purifying our body of all obsessions, all ill thought, and ill energy. And we see that the trees are systems, that they are no longer objects, but they are systems drawing in the moisture from the ground and from the air, drawing in and breathing and drawing out and growing. And providing nutrients. Taking nutrients and providing nutrients in all of the plant life of nature, and all of nature are no longer objects but are systems in perfect harmony and coordination with all of the systems of our bodies. And that the three-dimensional landscape is not a landscape of objects at all, but a landscape of systems working together in perfect harmony. And as our attention continues to expand, farther and farther out into the great landscape, the great kingdom of purity, and we see the great three-dimensional landscape of movement for what it is. The farther we step back from it, we see that it is one, that it is coordinated, that it is healthy, that it is pure, that it is the landscape and the kingdom of movement. That it is the kingdom in the landscape, in the presence of moving, breathing, living, pure beauty in motion.